All right, so I've been doing this tutoring thing for a while now. So I've been doing the tutoring at the store, and I've also been doing the class with Jessa Jones at Practical Board Repair School. And one of the things that I'm noticing is that a lot of people are really bothered at the idea that they suck at something, and I understand why that is, particularly when you've spent a lot of money to realize that you suck. And one of the mistakes that I've made over the course of my life that I wouldn't want other people to repeat is not moving on to something else because you attach your self-worth to whether or not you are good at one particular field. So if you're not good at this particular field, you feel like you're a bad person. If you're not good at this job, you feel like you're a bad person. And it's a mistake that I've made many times in the past, and it's one that I don't want you to make. One of my favorite examples of this was when I was 16 years old. So I started my first legitimate job where I worked at Modell Sporting Goods. I made $6 an hour, which was minimum wage at the time. Now, as time went on, I eventually went up to making $6.90 an hour, but that raise is only because minimum wage went up to $6.75 an hour, and we were in the union, and the union mandated that we get 15 cents over minimum wage. Now, the union dues were actually more than the raise of 15 cents unless you worked 180 hours a week, which is just, it's dumb. But after about a year, I really started feeling bad. It's like, man, I've worked here for a year. I've shown that I'm good at my job. I've shown that I excel. I've shown that I can increase sales. I've shown that I can fit more stock out. I've shown that I can organize stock better. And, I can get the entire truck out in a day instead of having all this stuff sit in the stock room because here's the thing, people don't buy stuff if it's sitting in the stock room. And I never got a raise. Understandably so. And at the time, I really thought minimum wage jobs were wrong. I had that 16-year-old mentality where I thought that everybody deserves to just start off at $15 an hour. There should be no minimum wage jobs. This is bullshit. This is mean. This is cruel. And what I was missing at the time is that the thing with minimum wage is that it's actually there to encourage you to do better. I'm not a naturally greedy person. I want to have enough money that I can afford to live by myself, that I can have speakers that I like, and that I can eat nice food. Outside of that, when I say nice food, I don't mean caviar or eating at lunch at the Plaza Hotel every day. I mean just something that doesn't taste like crap. And that's really, I don't really need a lot out of life. I'm not very greedy. So I'm a person that if you had given me like $10 an hour when I was 16, as sad as it sounds, if that could support my lifestyle, I'd probably still be living that crappy lifestyle at the crappy job. So I'm very happy that minimum wage is where it is, because minimum wage being so low, so unlivable, such a joke, it really does motivate you to actually go out there and try to do better with your life, as it did for me. Now, the problem here is that I decided I want to do anything but what I'm doing right now. I hate what I'm doing right now. I hate making really, really pathetic salary. I feel worthless. I just needed something to show me that I wasn't worthless. I needed some type of job, even if it was like this much above minimum wage, this just to show for myself that I wasn't worthless, that I was worth more than minimum wage, that I had a worth above minimum wage in the legitimate job market. So I decided, I'm a good swimmer. I like swimming. Let me try to become a lifeguard. I like hanging around the pool areas, and I thought it would be a cool thing. So I decided to go and get my training. Now, part of this training is becoming certified in CPR AED. Because if you're a lifeguard, it's not just about being able to swim. It's not just about being able to hold your breath. It's not just about being able to catch the person. It's also about once you've caught this person that's not breathing, how about making them breathe again so that you can guard their life? That's the purpose of the job. And I was so bad at this. I'm not kidding when I say this, and I don't mean this as an insult. There was somebody in the class who was mentally retarded. I don't mean retarded here as an insult, because there are a lot of people that will use the word retarded as a derogatory term, and admittedly, I've screwed up and used it as a derogatory term sometimes, not even realizing it, just because, I grew up in a generation where people were doing that. I realized that it's not acceptable going forwards. But this person was actually legitimately mentally retarded. He could revive the doll. Guess who couldn't? Guess who took CPR AED 2 times over and paid full price for the course, only to realize that I can't figure out how to stop killing the doll. I got everything wrong. I sucked at it. And I felt really, really bad. I mean, that entire week and a half of my life, because keep in mind, you're spending 8 or 10 hours a day at a course every single day. That is a week of your life that you're not using for anything else. You're dedicating it to this specifically, and you're paying for that, and you're basing your future on that, only to realize that you suck. That is a really, really, really bad fucking feeling. And I didn't get to feel that once. I got to feel that 3 times. And one of the things I have to say is I am very, very thankful that the instructor at the Red Cross in Manhattan wasn't nice about it. She was not nice about it at all. She was actually pretty damn mean about it. And she said, you cannot do this. You should not be doing this. You are terrible at this. People, she was really going above and overboard. If you even try to do this and you're doing this at all the way you're doing it right now, people are going to die because of you. And she just went on and dug the entire 3 days I was there. And at the end of it, told me that. And I felt like such a fucking piece of garbage. But you know what? I'm not a greedy person. I don't need a lot to be happy. All I wanted was my basic little stipend, just so that I could literally afford speakers that I wanted, food, and to live by myself. That was all I wanted, and I didn't need a lot. So if I didn't hear that, and if I were good at it, she didn't say that to me, there's a good chance that right now I'd be sitting next to a pool watching a bunch of little privileged motherfuckers swim back and forth for 8 or 10 hours at a time in a chair in a humid room. And I don't want to do that. I may still be doing that. And, the other thing coming up, let's say Rossmann Supply. That was a company I started many, many years ago. And the intention of that company was to sell screens to all the people that were buying them from crappy companies like Bliss, where you would get Screen8 or Y'all Store, where you would get shit that didn't work. They would send you the wrong stuff because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They would delay shipments for really long periods of time. Just Google Y'all Store and you will find enough information as to why the world collectively hates them. And I thought that I could do better. Well, here's the problem. They got millions of dollars, and I have not millions of dollars. So, and the second problem that I had was that selling screens is very different and being a wholesaler is very different than what it is I'm doing now. So let's say I'm buying a $35 part. The best price I can get for a grade A version, I search everywhere for it, is $35. It's $45 in free shipping on eBay. Shipping is $5 to $7 to the customer. eBay takes maybe like 5 or 6%. PayPal takes 1.8% if you're in the 100K a month or plus price, service bracket. Where is the money? And what I can tell you is that over 3 or 4 years of running that company is that I never found the money. I tried so many different things. And what I realized at the end of it is that I was continuing to do business, even though the company was clearly losing money. I was continuing to do business. And what I couldn't come to terms with was the fact that I sucked at it. No, there has to be something I'm missing. There has to be something that if I just keep doing it for a little bit longer, I will figure it out. I will make this work. And the problem is that I never did. And if I had accepted in the beginning, I don't care about other people making this work. It doesn't work for me, so let me stop. That would have meant that I had years more in my life to do something else that could have made me a lot more money and could have made me a lot happier. But instead, I got to remember, I was still in that mindset of, I refuse to admit that I suck. I refuse to admit that I fail. I refuse to admit that I give up. I will continue and persevere. And, the real wake-up call for me was sometime when I received, I was selling iPhone screens like crazy, and I got this shipment in, and there was barely any money. I mean, you're buying something for $20 and you're reselling it for like 30, free shipping, $2, eBay and PayPal fee that takes off another $3, envelope, employee to box it. You have to realize, like, when you're doing that on eBay, there is no profit. I mean, one of those screens shows up and it's broken, that literally breaks the profit from like 30 or 40 successful sales. Not to mention complaints, RMAs, stuff I couldn't send back. But the real fun part was when I got an entire box of like somewhere between 600 and 1,800 screens, the frames on backwards. And a lot of them from the box before that, and all of them in this box, with the frame on like this instead of like this. So even if you turn this shit around, you'd put it in the phone, and even if you had the knowledge to take the frame off and put it back in, which, surprise, surprise, a lot of eBay people don't have that knowledge. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even have that knowledge. I'm not an arts and craftsman. It would be pushing against the side of the screen, so you get this pressure point. So not only would you have a pressure point, but it would also crack easier. And so I had this little business that was based on like, please let me make my little $2 over and over again without there being repercussions. And then I have this happen. And it was just that kick. But I still kept going for like almost another year, until I realized that this doesn't work. And here's the thing. I don't care. I had this thing where I said, if somebody else is able to do it, then I should be able to do it. If they can do it, then I can do it. Here's the thing. That's not, your mother and your father are going to tell you that everybody's made equal, that you can accomplish anything you want. No, you can't. You cannot accomplish everything. There's actually quite a lot of things in life that you can't accomplish, and I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of things that you won't be able to do. There's a lot of things that you are going to suck at. There are a lot of things that you could spend 5, 10, 15, 20 years working with tutors, with trainers, with counselors on, and you will still suck at them. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it other than live with it. There's this great line in some Dream Theater song at the end of it. I don't want to get it wrong, but it's something like, the truth is the truth. All you can do is live with it. You're going to suck at a lot of things. And the truth is the truth. You suck. All you can do is live with it. But you may think that that's a mean thing to say. Why would you say that mean thing? Why would you say that I suck at it? Are you implying that I suck at board repair? Are you implying that even though I paid you, I suck at board repair? Are you implying that I'm never going to be good at this because you're an arrogant douchebag? What kind of crap is that? Are you saying that I'm never going to be good at anything? No, I'm not saying that you're never going to be good at anything. I'm saying that there's a chance that if you realize after a really long period of time that you suck at something, maybe you're not good at it. What I'm suggesting is not that you're never going to be good at anything. What I'm suggesting is that you give up on the shit that you are bad at to focus on what you're good at. I am really, really bad at saving a little plastic doll and getting a job that qualifies me to make between $9 and $11 an hour. I'm really, really bad at running a company that allows me to get screamed at by hundreds of thousands of people that have no idea what they're doing, that blow backlight fuses and blame my screens. I'm really not qualified. I'm really bad at selling parts for $2 to $5 of profit. But you know what I found out when I was done with all that stuff? You know what I found out that I'm really good at? I'm really good. I'm really good at turning a little piece of wire that's worth 0.1 cents into $325. I'm really good at turning a 17-cent component into $400. And you know what? It's totally okay that I suck at all that other stuff. That's fine. You know what? I can live with the fact that I killed a doll. I can live with the fact that I'm not good at selling wholesale parts on eBay and Magento stores. I can live with the fact that I can't come up with the right way to tell somebody to go fuck themselves without them filing a chargeback when they blame my screen for blowing their backlight fuse. You know why I can live with that? Because I'm really good at something that actually counts. And I'm sure that the people who have businesses that are wholesale, that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars, they're totally fine with the fact that they suck at turning a wire into $325. They don't care. They're busy in the Bahamas doing absolutely nothing with a business that runs itself making their millions of dollars. Here's the thing. The more time that you spend on something that you suck at because you associate your self-worth with whether or not you could do that properly, the less time you spend in the jobs that you could have actually been good at. Let's say if instead of deciding to start a supply company that I decided to do the component level board repair as a real project, not as a side thing, not as a I'm going to get to it, not I'm going to learn how to I'm going to try to figure this stuff out and get better at it eventually, not I'm going to do this on the side every now and then and see what happens. I mean, where I sit here every single day and decide I'm going to dedicate 8 to 10 hours a day to becoming actually good at this. What if I had started that 3 or 5 years back? How much better would I have been at it right now? How much more money would I have right now? How less money would I have given to the people that I outsource board repair to? And above all, would I have moved on to something else? So I'm thinking, man, what is the next thing? What is the next thing after motherboard repair? I want to find the next thing that's fun and interesting and that I can make money off of and offer to clients. I am looking for it now in 2015. What if I had started earlier? I could have found the next thing in 2012. But I'll never know because I was too busy banging my head against the wall at things that I wasn't good at. And a lot of people, again, there are a lot of people like they're good at something. They're the best chef in the world, but man, I can't, the way Lewis explains the one-wire circuit and the older 2327 board, I just don't get how it works, so I guess I'm not good. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to ignore all these people that I could be cooking dinner for. I know like the president could want me to cook dinner for him, but no, I'm just going to keep banging my head against the wall on this thing that I suck at. Why? Why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you torturing yourself? Why are you demanding that you put all of your time and effort into something that you're clearly, if you're honest with yourself, that you're clearly not good at, when there are so many talents you have that I don't have? I've never cooked a meal that didn't taste like shit. I've never driven a car. I have never fixed an iPhone 3G without destroying it. I don't mean the screen repair didn't go well. I'm talking about phone is dead. Just not like the screen is kind of coming off of the phone and lifting, but it works. I mean, screen is lifting off the phone. Frame is broken. Phone is dead. You know how bad I felt about that for the longest period of time? And do you know how little I care about that now? You have to learn to not associate the things that you're bad at with your self-worth. And instead of focusing on how bad you are at something, rather start focusing on what you could do instead of that now that you know that you're bad at it. I spent almost $1,000 to figure out that I shouldn't be a lifeguard. I probably spent, man, six figures of a lot of money that wasn't mine, and some maybe 4 to 5 figures of money that was mine to figure out that I really suck as a wholesaler. You know, and I have to live with that. I have to live with the fact that if I didn't try to do those things and I had used those resources that people had offered me towards something that was actually successful, that I, instead of sitting in this office, I could be sitting in an industrial complex with my Nordson 3D X-ray machine and my staff of 15 people that do board repair. Instead, I sit here in a 200 square foot office in a store where if I punch the wall, this panel will probably fall down and the ceiling will leak on me, doing everything myself. Just now at the end of 2015, starting to teach my receptionist board repair so that maybe I could go a day without having to do it. But I can't do that because I spent my resources, my time, my energy, my money, my sanity on the things that I wasn't good at. Because I spent it on those, I've missed out on limitless opportunities to spend that time, that money, those resources, those opportunities on that which could have been successful. So what I do is I will put a good, honest effort into something. And if I do not see progress, and I don't make this shit up anymore. I don't look at it and say, well, look what could be. Well, this wouldn't work, but because this, that, and the other excuse. No, if I don't see progress, I'm out. And I don't have to see huge progress. I don't have to become a millionaire off of something. I don't have to be the best at it. But if I don't see that I'm learning, that I'm getting better, that this could viably turn into something, then I stop. The value of being honest with yourself is something that I cannot stress enough. And I really want you to understand that, I try to show you how to do these things. I try to explain it in a very simple manner so that you can understand a lot of advanced concepts. But if you don't understand them, if you're confused by them after putting a lot of work, time, and effort into learning them, don't feel bad about it. You're not allowed to feel bad about it. I won't let you feel bad about it. You can't feel bad about being bad at this. You're only allowed to feel good about the things that you are good at, and you're only allowed to feel good pursuing the things that you're good at rather than feeling bad about the things that you're not good at. Because we're all different people. And I'm telling you, your parents lied to you. You cannot do anything you put your mind to. You cannot do anything just because we live in a world where you could learn anything. No. There are things that you are just fundamentally not meant to do. And when you realize that you're not meant to do them, stop. Do not care about others. Do not care about the world. Do not care about the fact that other people are successful doing it, because that success in that specific little field and a specific little niche is for them. But much greater success in a much cooler field, making much more money, is available for you. You just have to find it.